What's up, everybody? It's Cody with Blood Money MMA Bets, and I'm back with another prediction video. This week I'm going to be breaking down UFC 276, Adesanya versus Cannonier. Super great card, got some really good fights on it. Before we get into that, we're going to do a quick recap of UFC Vegas 57, then we'll get right into UFC 276. UFC Vegas 57 was a steaming pile of crap. Can't stand the judges, man. It's making it hard to watch UFC anymore. I went 1-4 on my bets for minus 6.45 units. My one winning bet, I had Chris Curtis and Rakhmonov parlayed together 1.75 units to win 2. My 4 losing bets, I had Tafon and Joku 3 units to win 3.45, and man, he just got hit with one punch, was done. Maybe his chin was still messed up from getting knocked out by the Russian, but that was just a bad bet. Second losing bet was Alan Badeau 1.75 units to win 1.5, and yeah, man, he had Parisian hurt, followed him to the ground. He threw about 14 punches total in the whole fight and then gassed out somehow. So, yeah, man, he almost had him out of there, but that was another bad bet. My third losing bet, I had Frey Moises parlay 1.75 units to win 1.7, and Frey won the first 2 rounds of that fight clearly. So I was robbed about 1.75 and 1.7, so about 3.45 units on that fight. My fourth losing bet was Arman and Batista parlayed together. I had 1.95 units to win 2.25. Batista did his job easily, and I thought Arman won his fight too. I thought he won 3 rounds in that fight. He dropped him with the spinning back fist in like the 4th round. I thought he could have won the 3rd round too. I really thought he won that fight. So yeah, I had 1.95 units to win 2.25. So I went 1-4 on my bets for minus 6.45 units. And if they had gave Frey the nod, and if they had gave Arman Sarukian the nod, I would have actually won 200. I would have won 2 units instead of losing 6.45. So that's how big the flop was, man. It's making me really mad because I put a lot of time into this. I put a lot of time into tape studying, even to making these videos, adding in timestamps, all that. And every week something like this happens, it sets me back like another 3 weeks because I'm going to lose subscribers. I ain't going to get no subscribers because they think my last video was terrible, but it doesn't even make any sense because I should have won that. I picked the right fighters. Yeah, so I'm going to do this video, and then I got a 2-week shutdown from work, excuse me, and I'm going to use them 2 weeks. I'm just going to hang out with my family and stuff. I'm not going to do any YouTube videos or nothing. I'm going to post some of the whatever bets I do make for the next 2 UFCs. I'll post them on my Instagram, so go there and follow me at Blood Money MMA Bets. You'll get what bets I do post there, and yeah, man, I'm going to take this 2 weeks off to just like reevaluate how to bet again, like bet with these judges and just make my system a little better. I have to work these judges into my betting now. So I'll figure that out over the 2 weeks, and I'll figure something out. But yeah, man, after last week, that brings my official bets record to 115-81 for plus 41.15 units. You know, my units are $100, so I'm up $4,115. So I'm still over $4,000. I'm still doing good, but man, I'm just gonna take a break, man. This stuff really makes me mad. You know, keeps setting me back. When they do this to the fighters, I lose my bet. The fighters lose any momentum they have. They lose any chance of going for titles. All that, their win bonus. Yeah, man, it's terrible, dude. It's not even cool. Let's get into UFC 276. UFC 276, man, has a ton of great fights. We got Izzy versus Jared Cannonier. We got Volkanovski versus Max 3, and we got Sean Strickland versus Pereira, and some more great fights. But man, we're gonna get right into it. First fight I have is in the women's bantamweight division. I have Jessica Rose Clark at 11-7, currently sitting at minus 145, fighting Julija Stoliarenko 9-6-1, currently sitting at plus 115. This is going to be another weird girls fight. Both these girls have pretty decent stand-up. Both I would give the wrestling advantage to Jessica Rose Clark, but I don't know if she's going to want to take her to the ground because Stoliarenko is real dangerous on the ground with arm bars. So in Rose Clark, I think she has the takedown defense to keep this fight standing. So I think it's just going to be a standing fight, which is going to be really even, man. I'm going to take Jessica Rose Clark. Not all that confident in her. I'm not going to place no bets or nothing, but I can't, not even on the over-under, because, man, this fight could get ended. You've seen her get submitted last time by Jessica Edgar. But I think that Jessica Rose Clark in the stand-up has the more technical, crisp striking, and I think she'll be able to win a ugly decision. But, yeah, no bets on that. Fight number 2 is in the men's middleweight division. We got Brad Tavares versus Dricus Du Plessis. Brad Tavares is 19-6, currently sitting at -110. Dricus Du Plessis is 16-2, currently sitting at -120. Dricus started off as the underdog in this fight, and I thought that was kind of weird because he's on a good streak right now. He's been fighting, decent opponents. He just knocked out Trevin Giles. He's got a knockout over Marcus Perez. He's had 16 fights and he's got 16 finishes, man. The dude's really good. He's got good, decent wrestling. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He throws a ton of leg kicks, which I like. Like, he's always throwing something. He's a really busy fighter, and he's got really good power, and he's really well-rounded, man. He's like an awkward dart-in style of striking, but when he does, he hits people with power, catches them off guard a little bit, and he's got a really nice check left hook too. But he's got good movements and feints. The biggest thing I thought when he came into the UFC was to look at his cardio, but he's gone deep into the second round a couple times, and he looks good. He's really defensively sound. He keeps his hands up, and he KOs people coming forward, or if he's going after them with his left hook, man, his left hook's deadly. Finished all 16 of his opponents, 9 wins by sub, 7 by KO, and he's been finished in both losses. So all 18 of his fights have been finishes. Brad Tavares, man, UFC veteran. This guy, he's got good striking. He's got good kickboxing. He's got really good takedown defense. He doesn't really use his takedowns much. He's got really nice, crisp boxing. He's got fast hands. He's got a nice clinch with good knees in the clinch. He can be held up against the cage a little bit. You see him against like Antonio Carlos Jr. Because they don't want to strike with him, but they also couldn't take him down because his defensive takedown defense was good. But he allowed himself to be held up against the cage a lot in that fight. And I like it, man. He can be kind of low output at times. He's got decent power. 11 out of his last 12 fights have gone to decision, and the one that didn't, he got knocked out in. So he can be hit. He can be low output at times, and he can also be hit, and he's kind of got a suspect chin to me. I mean, he can be a little slower than some of his opponents, and I think Dricus, man, is going to take advantage of that. Dricus ends people. Like I said, Brad Tavares doesn't finish anybody. 11 out of his last 12 fights went to decision, and the one it didn't, he got knocked out in. I think Dricus is going to finish him at some point in this fight in the first or second round, man, because I think this is going to be a striking match, and I think Dricus is going to catch him in that first or second round. So I got Dricus Du Plessis. I bet him as an underdog at plus 115, and then I made him another bet for $50 at plus 105. So I have 1.55 units total to win 1.75 units, and I like him as an underdog. I know he might be like a little favorite now, but I still like him. I think the value's on him. He's more of the up-and-coming prospect. He's the younger guy, and I think he has more ways to win. Fight number 3 is in the men's lightweight division. We got Jim Miller versus Cowboy Cerrone. This fight was put on a little later. Jim Miller was supposed to fight Bobby Green. Bobby Green had to pull out, so they brought in Cowboy, who's making his 3rd weight cut in like a month, which is just crazy, man, especially for an older guy like him that's been fighting at 170 for a while now. But yeah, man, Cowboy, dude, great kickboxing, good striking, good kicks, good punches, good decent takedown defense, but nobody really tries to take him down because his jiu-jitsu is so good. But man, he has not looked good in his older age. He's been getting knocked out. He hasn't really won like a good fight. He had a draw a couple like 2 years ago, but he hasn't won a fight in like 5 years. It's just tough to see in that. And then Jim Miller, man, this dude's pretty much the same age as him and been in the UFC and stuff as long as him, but he hasn't took as much damage, and he's just seemed to age a little better. He's still getting a lot of wins. He's been fighting lower level guys though compared to Donald Cerrone, to be honest. But Jim Miller, man, well-rounded vet, good striking. He's got good left hook. He's still got power. You see him still knocking out these young prospects. Excellent BJJ, can get submissions on anybody. I don't expect him to get one on Cowboy here, but he's got KO power in both hands, man. I've seen him drop people with the right and the left. Excellent arm bars and rear naked choke, but like, man, Jim Miller recently seems to only have like two good rounds of gas in him, but that's usually when it's grappling, and I don't see this fight being grappling. I see this fight being striking, and with all the stuff, it seems to be leading towards Jim Miller. Full camp for a fight, hasn't cut weight 3 times, hasn't been beat, by knockout a bunch in the last 6 fights. So I'm gonna take Jim Miller. I'm going to take Jim Miller by first-round KO. He's got a lot of first-round stoppages. You see Clay Guida, Roosevelt Roberts, Gonzalez, all these people lately, he's been getting the knockout and finish. So, man, I'm going to take him. I think Cerrone is going to be at a disadvantage with the weight cuts, and just his chin's been gone lately anyways, and Miller's been looking good. So give me Miller all day in that fight. Fight number 4 is in the men's middleweight division. We got Uriah Hall versus Andre Muñóz. Uriah Hall is 17-10, currently sitting at plus 210. Andre Muñóz is 22-4, currently sitting at minus 270. And man, this is gonna be a style matchup. You got Uriah Hall, who's got great striking, great kickboxing, great Muay Thai. He's a Muay Thai fighter actually. But he's got really nice hands with KO power. He can KO you with spinning kicks. He's got good body kicks. He's got good leg kicks. He's got pretty good BJJ. He's never been submitted in his 27 fights, so that's pretty good for this fight. Decent takedown defense. I actually rewatched the fight with him and Sean Strickland, and Sean Strickland tried to take him down a couple times early in the fight. And he's not the greatest wrestler, but he's probably got the same amount of wrestling as Muñoz. And Uriah Hall was able to fend that off for the first couple rounds, so he looked good, man. As far as fending off the wrestling, but in the striking against Sean Strickland, he kind of folded. That's the problem with Uriah Hall. Either he comes in, he's super focused and puts a good fight up and gets the win, or he comes in like he did against Sean Strickland and looks confused and like he doesn't want to be there, kind of. But I think in this fight he will. Andre Muñóz, man, you've seen this guy, world-class BJJ. This dude, his submissions are sick. He submitted Jakar Souza. He's got decent striking, but he's not a fish out of water, but he's also doesn't have the greatest striking. He's got really good timing on his double leg takedowns. I do like his takedowns for a jiu-jitsu guy. He's got pretty good takedowns, man. Good timing on him, on his double legs. He can do body lock takedowns. His top control and transitions are world-class. When this guy gets you down, man, it's hard for you to get back up. But he's good at taking the back, and if he takes the back and can't get the sub, he can still control you for the whole round. And I could see some of that happen in this fight. But to me, man, when I watched him against like Arroyo and a couple of his other younger fights, out of the first round, man, this guy slows down a little bit. Against like I said, Arroyo, he slowed down a lot in the second, and by the third, he looked super gassed. But he may be, like, in this fight, to be honest, he may be like a first round or bust guy, because I know he's going to come out, he's not going to want to strike with Uriah Hall. He's going to try to take him down a lot, but Uriah Hall does have good takedown defense, and he's never been submitted. But I mean, I don't think he's ever rolled around on the ground with a guy as good as Andre Muñóz, but he was on the ground with Carlos Jr. on his back a couple times, and he survived and still ended up winning that fight. So actually in this fight, I'm going to take Uriah Hall as the underdog, man. I'm going to take him to be able to, maybe he gets taken down in the first round, but I'm going to take him to stay safe. And then in the second round, he's going to be able to stop the takedowns. And you've seen Uriah Hall has a lot of third-round finishes, late fight finishes in fights that he was getting beat up and came back. So I don't have a bet on this fight, but I'm actually going to take Uriah Hall, man. Never been submitted, pretty good takedown defense, and way better striking. So if Muñoz, to me, doesn't get that submission in the first round, I think that Uriah Hall can win this fight. So no bet on it, but as a big underdog, man, I'm going to take a shot and take Uriah Hall for this fight. Fight number 5 is in the men's welterweight division. We got Garry versus Gabe Green. Garry is 9-0, currently sitting at minus 165. Gabe Green is 11-3, currently sitting at minus 135. And yeah, man, this is going to be a good fight. We're going to find out a lot about Garry here. Garry's got excellent kickboxing. He seems to have pretty good, decent offensive and defensive grappling. We haven't really seen it tested in the UFC too much. He's had a little bit in his other fights, but he fought lower level guys in the regional scene over there in England. But he's got a really nice stiff jab and a counter right, really good counter right. You've seen him hit Jordan Williams with that. He's really good at mixing in his kicks and his punches, man. He fights long, too. The kid's 6'3", with a 74-inch reach, where Gabe Green is 5'10", with 73. So he's going to have 5 inches of height, but only 1 inch of reach. But he does use his length good. Like, he's got long legs and stuff. KO power in his kicks and his punches, and really nice powerful leg kicks, man. This seems to be really good. Like I said, we haven't really got to see his ground game tested out. I think we're going to see that this fight. Gabe Green's got decent wrestling, because Gabe Green, man, he's a junkyard dog, dude, and that's who I like to back in fights like this. It's the pretty boy that, undefeated record that hasn't really fought anybody, versus the dude that's fought some pretty tough competition, man. He's a junkyard dog. He doesn't get tired. He fights hard to the end of the fight, man. Well-rounded. Gabe Green's got good striking. He's got pretty good body lock takedowns. He's not really going to shoot the double and single, but he is good out of the clinch on landing takedowns. He had landed some good ones against Phil Rowe. He's got good offensive and defensive jiu-jitsu. Like I said, he can be taken down, but he's got good jiu-jitsu, because Phil Rowe has really good jiu-jitsu, and he is able to scramble with him, reverse Phil Rowe a couple times, get some good ground and pound. That's how he was able to win that fight against Phil Rowe. He's finished 10 of his 11 opponents, with 5 by sub and 5 by KO. And what I really like about him, and when I say he's a junkyard dog, is Gabe Green always has constant pressure. He's always coming forward. He's always making you work. He throws really good inside and outside leg kicks. Like, I like that. He throws a ton of leg kicks. And he's just well-rounded and a super dog. So, man, I'm actually going to take him. I don't know if I'm going to bet him yet, but I am going to take Gabe Green to win this fight. I'm going to take him by a third-round rear naked choke. I think that he's able to survive these shots from Ian Garry. I think that he's able to make this fight super, super dirty and get the takedowns, man, later in maybe in the second and the third and be able to beat him up because he is just in your face. So if Ian Garry doesn't knock him out in the first round, which he easily could, I see it getting dirty for him and Gabe Green, man. This fight, I could see like a split decision or something that rode all over it, or Gabe Green getting the finish. So give me Gabe Green as the underdog, man, and I might end up betting him. I'm going to see where the line keeps going because I haven't seen that much out of Ian Garry that makes me think, that he's a dog or that, he's fought anybody that good to make him think that he should be really a favorite over Gabe Green. I know he's got height, but that's about what it is. Fight number 6 is in the women's flyweight division. We got Jessica Eye versus Maycee Barber. Jessica Eye is 15-10, currently sitting at plus 205. Maycee Barber's 10-2, currently sitting at minus 245. And man, Jessica Eye, gritty veteran, really good boxing. I like her boxing. I like her toughness. I like her grittiness. She's got really good takedown defense. She's got a good get-up game. She's got decent wrestling herself. She's got good movement and likes to come forward, pressuring and cutting off the cage. She really though, she just comes forward with okay boxing. I do like her boxing, but she throws some wild stuff, some haymakers, stuff like that. But she does come forward. She is tough. She's got good cardio. She's super tough and durable. She's got good takedown defense and a pretty good get-up game. And she's lost her last couple of fights, but her last win was Vivian Arugio. And Vivian Arugio's good, and this is the same kind of style that Maycee Barber has. Is kind of like a Vivian Arugio, decent, pretty good striking, comes forward with decent power, and then, can land some takedowns and use some jiu-jitsu. But Jessica Eye was able to stop all that. Maycee Barber, man, 10-2. You seen her last win against... what's her name? The tall girl that's good at wrestling. It'll come to me. Anyways, Maycee Barber's Montana De La Rosa. Maycee Barber, she's got good striking, man. She's really aggressive. She likes to come forward. Her last fight, she looked a lot more aggressive than she did against the freaking man, I can't remember no names right now. The girl from Mexico that came up to 205 or 125, I'll remember it. And she really just, and against Miranda Maverick, she was just throwing punches in the air and, high-on, kind of doing like Chukagian used to do back in the day. But she looked good against Montana De La Rosa. She was throwing a lot of punches, actually hitting her, doing a lot of good grappling, getting a lot of grappling done. So I expect her, I expect Jessica Eye to have better striking, though. I think Jessica Eye has better striking than Maycee Barber. I think Jessica Eye is going to be able to stop the takedown attempts. And if she does get taken down once or twice in the first round, I think she'll be able to get back up. And I think that this is going to be another grimy girl boxing match where Jessica Eye, I think, is going to have better striking. So if Jessica Eye can keep this fight standing and stop the takedowns, where it looks like usually she's got pretty good takedown defense, she can win this fight, man. And I'm going to take another underdog, and I'm going to take Jessica Eye. I don't have a bet on it, but I'm going to take her by decision. I'm going to say that she can stop the takedowns of Maycee Barber, and I'm going to say it's a striking match, and I think she can outstrike Maycee Barber. Now she's gonna have a tough third round, but she don't really slow down. But Maycee Barber usually has good tough third rounds. But yeah, man, I'm not betting this fight. I'd probably bet the over under on it. I'm gonna look at it, but most of my bets on this card are going to be straight bets. I got one parlay, and that's probably might be the last parlay you ever see me put in, to be honest, with the way these judges are and everything. And I don't even like parlays, and the last 4 UFC's been so chalky that you kind of had to. So I'm going to get back, like I said, that's why I'm taking these 2 weeks off to reassess everything, man, get my betting game back down, and get it working with how the judges are freaking scoring stuff. So fight number 7's in the men's welterweight division. We've got Robbie Lawler versus Bryan Barberena. Robbie Lawler's 29-15. He's minus 130. Bryan Barberena is 17-8, currently sitting at plus 100. And Bryan Barberena is going to have 1 inch of height, where Lawler's got 2 inches of reach. But this fight's going to be just like that Matt Brown one, man. These two dudes are going to go at it. At this point in their career, they're probably about the same level, same skill, got the same cardio, and they got the same striking. Really, the only thing I like is they both rip to the body good. I like the way Robbie Lawler rips to the body a little better. The thing I like in this fight is I think Robbie Lawler is going to hit with more power, because Robbie Lawler will get in a dogfight. You've seen him. He's not the same dude that beat Rory McDonald, but he's still good. You've seen him against Nick Diaz last fight. He looked good. He was was just fighting killers, man. This is a big step down in competition for him. So, yeah, man, both these dudes, like I said, Lawler's more technical, but they're both just going to brawl. This fight's going to be a crazy fight. It probably goes the distance, I guess. I don't even know. I'm not going to bet on it, but I'm going to take Robbie Lawler to get the win based off landing the harder shots in the fight. Dog fight, both of them's going to get beat up. Give me the guy that's going to land the harder shots. Fight number 8's in the men's lightweight division. We got Brad Riddell versus Jalin Turner. Brad Riddell's 10-2, currently sitting at -105. Jalin Turner's 12-5, currently sitting at -125. And this is going to be a banger, man. Brad Riddell out of City Kickboxing, great kickboxing. He's actually got Muay Thai too, where he went to Tiger Muay Thai and trained. Good offensive and defensive wrestling. The dude is very physically strong. You can tell, man. Huge back. He's got good striking. He can be kind of slow at times, but he's got good power with both hands. But he don't really knock people out. I mean, his last 5 wins went to decision, no KOs. He can kind of hurt people. You've seen him hurt Drew Dober. You've seen him hurt Malarkey in them, but he doesn't finish. He can't finish them. But he's really good at ending every combo with a leg kick, and I really like that. He's got good power in both of his hands, like I said. Good kicks, very tough. This dude's a very tough dude. But he's very hittable, and he gets rocked easily, man. I mean, he doesn't get finished that much. He got finished in his last fight against Fiziev, but he gets rocked, and he's hittable, man. And that's a problem against a guy like Jalin Turner. Jalin Turner is 6'3" with a 75.5-inch reach, where Brad Riddell's 5'7" with a 71.5-inch reach. So Jalin Turner is going to have 8 inches of height, and he's going to have 4 inches of reach, man. And that's huge because this is mostly, in my opinion, going to be a kickboxing match. Like, Brad Riddell might try to shoot some takedowns early. Jalin Turner's got pretty good takedown defense. He can be taken down, but he's got a good get-up game. He's got good jiu-jitsu, and Brad Riddell ain't really, a wrestler and jiu-jitsu guy. He's a kickboxer. So even if he gets Turner down, I expect Turner to be able to get back up. But, man, Turner has been looking good lately. This dude has really good striking. He has really long striking. Like I said, he's going to have all that size and length. But he's got a wide variety of strikes compared to Brad Riddell. Even though Brad Riddell does have good kickboxing and Muay Thai, he likes to box a lot and throw some decent leg kicks. Man, Jalin Turner was hurt in Malarkey with body shots last fight, man. That's what he actually stopped him with. It looked like he hit him with that little straight to the chin, and that's what dropped him. But you can see before that, when I just rewatched it again, that he gets kicked in the body. It takes a punch and 2 kicks to the body right before that, and that's when he goes backwards, and he was just ready to go down in that little shot. So, man, Jalin Turner has been looking good. You've seen what he did against Eurosmetic, and we're finding out Eurosmetic is actually pretty good. We've seen him in his last fight look really good against Morales. Excellent knees in the clinch. I think that's going to be a big advantage for him here. If him and Riddell get in the clinch, I think that Jalin Turner is going to wreck him in the clinch with knees to the body and the face. He's very accurate with his punches, very precise, and finds that chin. I think he's going to be able to do that here against Riddell, man. You've seen Riddell get dropped a lot, and I think that Jalin Turner is actually going to be able to beat up Riddell here. Riddell's been fighting pretty good competition, but it's like his level of competition. Jalin Turner has been fighting lower level of competition, slowly moving up. But, man, he's been destroying people. That's the difference. Like, he destroys people, and Riddell's in a life or death fight every fight he has. Man, Jalin Turner, dude, give me him. I'm going to get him. I'm going to take him with the body work, with the big punches. I don't know if he gets the finish because Riddell's tough as hell. This is going to be a dog fight, but I'm going to take the bigger, longer guy in this fight and with the more power and the more finishing ability. So, yeah, man, Jalin Turner's finished all of his opponents besides one, I believe. And he uses his size and reach very well, and I think he's going to do that in this fight, and I think that he's going to get the win. And I'm actually going to take Jalin Turner by a club and sub. I'm going to take him by dropping him in the first round. Drew Dober dropped him in the first round. A couple people has dropped Brad Riddell in the first round. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take Jalin Turner by first or second round club and sub, and I'm probably going to bet that. I probably won't bet the prop. I'll probably just bet Jalin Turner straight up, but that's who I like in that fight. Fight number 9's in the men's bantamweight division. We got Pedro Muñóz for Sean O'Malley. Pedro Muñóz, 19-7, currently sitting at +210. Sean O'Malley's 15-1, currently sitting at -270. And this is going to be another great fight. Should be a showcase fight for O'Malley. He's going to have all the size and reach he needs in this fight. Pedro Muñóz, he's got decent wrestling. He's world-class jiu-jitsu, but he rarely ever uses it. He's got pretty good striking. He's got pretty good boxing and really good leg kicks, but he's got really short arms, and he's going to be at a major size disadvantage in this fight. Pedro Muñóz, 5'6", 65-inch reach, where O'Malley's 5'11" with a 72-inch reach. So O'Malley's going to have 5 inches of height and 7 inches of reach, which is huge because I don't think Pedro Muñoz Muñóz is going to go wrestle O'Malley and land any takedowns. So I think this is going to be a striking match. And man, everybody's seen O'Malley, dude. This dude's kickboxing is amazing. His timing, his feints are sick. He uses his reach really well. He's really good at switching stances and really smoothly striking out of both stances. Has really hard body kicks. He has really hard leg kicks, and he has KO power in his hands. I know a lot of people like to say that he's got problems with his legs and stuff like that, and maybe he does, but in the one fight when he actually hurt himself against Sukumtao, he broke his foot in that one, so that wasn't like, he got kicked in the leg or nothing and got hurt. He actually broke his foot. And then against Marlon Vera, he was actually kicked in a nerve behind his knee, he said, and that's what made it go numb. So they're not like two leg kick injuries, but they are kind of, he broke his foot kicking a dude in the head, and then he got kicked in the leg. So, but I don't see that being a problem here. It could. Pedro Muñóz has really solid leg kicks, and that's his path to victory. But in this big ring, big cage, and the way that Muñóz is going to move around, or I mean O'Malley's going to move around, I don't see Muñóz landing a lot of them leg kicks. I think it's going to be a lot like Aljamain Sterling when he fought him, where he was just able to use his size and reach and piece him up, stay on the outside. Even Frankie Edgar was able to do that without a size and reach. So, yeah, give me O'Malley, man. I think he pieces him up here. I know he ain't going to get the finish, dude. Pedro Muñóz has never been finished in his whole career, and he's been fighting top of the line, top class guys. So I don't think O'Malley gets the finish. I'm going to take him by decision. I'm actually going to be looking at that prop to see what the line is on that for the over-under, to take the over. Fight number 11's in the men's middleweight division. We got Sean Strickland versus Alex Pereira. Sean Strickland's 25-3, currently sitting at -105. Alex Pereira is 5-1, currently sitting at -125. And man, this is going to be a super good fight. Sean Strickland's got great boxing, pretty good leg kicks and stuff when he uses them, but really he just likes to box, stay in your face, using a good jab, throwing some overhand rights. He's got constant forward pressure, and he's constantly punching, constantly doing something. And for this fight will be key too, is he's constantly staying in your face and out of kicking range. So, it's hard to kick his leg, hard to throw head kicks and that, because he's constantly in your face throwing a jab, and I really like that, and I think that's going to help him in this fight. He'll definitely have a wrestling and grappling advantage here. He's got decent wrestling, not the greatest wrestling in the world, but it's not bad. You've seen him take down Uriah Faber later in the fight. You've seen him land takedowns, even takedowns with Hermanson and all that. The dude's got a BJJ black belt. We just don't really see him using it. Michael Bisping swears by him. He says that his ground game's out of control. And I think in this fight, if he's smart, which hopefully he uses the right fight IQ, he's going to use that, because Alex Pereira, man's a world champion kickboxer. But you've seen in the fight with Mikhail Michailidis, and that guy just dropped down to 170. Michailidis was able to take him down in the first round, control him against the cage. It wasn't really able to hurt him or do too much to him, but if Michailidis is able to do that, then Sean Strickland's definitely going to be able to do that and take him down and use some jiu-jitsu. But Alex Pereira, man, his kickboxing's world class. It's crazy. He's super fast. He's super long. He's got nice uppercuts. He's got really nice kicks. He's going to have a 3-inch height advantage and a 4-inch reach advantage here. Excellent flying knees. You've seen that's what he hit Michailidis with, but he uses that a lot, and he's got really tough knees in the clinch. Dude's got really good movement and a striking. But you've seen in his last fight against Bruno Silva, man, he was getting hit and pieced up too. He's lucky. I bet on him in that fight, but he's lucky he's got a really solid chin, because Bruno Silva really tested that, and Sean Strickland's going to be able to hit him here too. I think that's the Alex Pereira, man, really nice counter hooks and uppercuts. He's really good at any aspect of striking. Like, this guy's got 2 wins over Israel Adesanya in kickboxing. He's got terrible takedown defense though. He's got a pretty good get up game, and I think he don't slow down and gas, but he slowed down a little bit against Silva and became way more hittable in that second and third round. And Sean Strickland, if anything, he's been fighting 5-round fights lately, and this is only a 3-round fight. So I believe Strickland's going to be able to keep a good pace on him and keep up the cardio on him, maybe even gas him a little bit with the wrestling. So this is going to be a crazy fight. If Sean Strickland ends up just trying to strike with him the whole fight, or has to, he could definitely get beat. But in this fight, I'm going to take Sean Strickland. I'm probably going to end up betting him. I'm going to see where this line goes, but I'm going to take him by decision. I want to take the more well-rounded fighter in this fight. And Sean Strickland has really good striking himself, so it's not like he's takedowns and hold down or bust. Sean Strickland possibly could win a striking battle, because kickboxing and striking in the cage is a whole different thing, man. And I really think that Sean Strickland is going to be able to hang in there in the striking, and if he can use his wrestling grappling, he's going to get the win, man. He's going to get the takedown, hold him down, and get the win. So, yeah, give me Strickland in that, and another underdog pick, and I'm not sure if I'm going to bet him yet, but I really do like him, and I probably will bet him. Fight number 12 is the co-main event in the men's featherweight division. We got Alexander Volkanovski versus Max Holloway. Alexander Volkanovski's 24-1, currently sitting at -190. Max Holloway is 23-6, currently sitting at +155. And this is the third fight between these guys, and it's awesome because all the other two fights were super good. In the first fight, I bet Holloway, and Volkanovski definitely won. In the second fight, I bet Holloway, and Holloway, I rewatched it again. I thought he won the first, second, and third round. And then, you know, the fourth and fifth were really close, and the fifth was the only one that Volk clearly won. But since then, man, I feel like Volk, man, has improved so much, man, with his fights with Ortega, Korean Zombie. He just looks like he's getting so much better. And Max is still great, too, but he still implores the same fighting where he's just going to box you up, you know, and come in tough, take your shot to give you one or two. But Volkanovski, excellent, well-rounded savage, man. Excellent movements and feints. Really, really nice power jab. Like, he can really box you up with that jab. I think this dude might be left-handed because his left hand is sick. His jab and his left hook is out of control, man. But he's got fast hands and world-class boxing to me, man. Volkanovski is an excellent inside and outside leg kicks. He really works your lead leg on the inside and outside. Like I said, really great. He's an ambidextrous for sure. Really good power in his lead left hand and his lead left leg. Good at backing up and drawing guys in and then hitting them. Like, he's backing up, feinting, and when they come in to do something, he counters them and cracks them. And that's what he was doing with Max a lot in that second fight. A lot of counter striking. But he stays really defensively sound. This dude is super tough, world-class cardio, and he is a dog, man. And to me, he's just a little more well-rounded than Max. He's going to have... if anybody's going to land a takedown, it's going to be Volkanovski. He's got really good ground and pound. Max got a great get-up game, so I don't know if he'll get it off. But he's just extremely durable with great cardio. Max Holloway, man, if it wasn't for Volkanovski, this guy would be the greatest 145er featherweight that's ever fought, and that probably ever would. I don't know if Max would have been beat by anybody yet. I mean, the only one to beat him is Volkanovski. Recently, you know, in like the last 6 years. But Max has this great striking, great boxing. You've seen what he did to Calvin Kattar. He looked great against Rodriguez. He kind of slowed down. Like, it seems like in the second fight with Volkanovski, he kind of started slowing down or maybe taking his foot off the gas for the last 2 rounds, and that's when Volkanovski was able to take over. And he kind of did that against Yair Rodriguez too, because it seemed like Yair might have won the fourth and fifth round in that fight. It was really close. So I don't know if he's taking his foot off the gas or what's going on there. But, man, just well-rounded. Great boxing, great cardio, great pace, always throwing punches. You know, he's throwing 100 and something significant strikes around. Really nice flying knee and stepping knee, and just excellent boxing combinations. This fight's going to be a dogfight again. And I'm going to take Volkanovski in this. He's the champ. He's been improving. He said the weight cut's been easier for him, and he's just man, this guy is really good. Now, I just think he's a better, well-rounded mixed martial artist at this point. So yeah, man, give me Volkanovski, and I'm going to take him by decision. And I have him in a parlay with somebody coming up right now. With last fight, the main event, we got Izzy versus Jerry Cannonier. Sorry. In the men's middleweight division for the title, we got Israel Adesanya versus Jerry Cannonier. Israel Adesanya is 22-1, currently sitting at -400. Jerry Cannonier is 15-5, currently sitting at +300. And man, Israel Adesanya, what can you say about this guy? One of the greatest kickboxers to ever fight in the UFC. He's great at using his length and reach. This dude's feints and movements are awesome. He's constantly feinting with his hips, feinting with his punches, like doing everything, then set you up and hit you with the power leg kick. He's got really good leg and body kicks. He's got a good head kick too, but he's got an excellent left hook counter. That's what he hit Costa with and finished him. That's what he hit Robert Whittaker with and finished him, man. He's really good at drawing your shots out and then countering you with them, and I really like that. Like, everything about his striking is just phenomenal. You know what I mean? He really knows how to strike. He knows how to come forward. He knows how to counter. He's good at mixing in his punches and kicks, being a great kickboxer, constantly switching stances and stays smooth with it and can hit you and block and defend from either stance. Man, Israel Adesanya, man, everybody knows him. He's the champ. He's going to have a 5-inch reach advantage He's going to have a 2.5 or 5-inch height advantage and 2.5-inch reach advantage, and he uses all of that. Great knees in the clinch, just great, man. He's got good at 185. He's got excellent takedown defense, and he's got a good get-up game, man. So I think this fight's going to stay standing the whole time. Jared Cannonier, dude, this guy's got really good technical striking too, really good kickboxing. He keeps safe at all times. Good defense. He's constantly, when he throws a punch, he brings his hand back to his chin. Good boxing with KO power. He has crazy power in his leg kicks. You've seen him stop Anderson Silva with that. But his wrestling and stuff, he's only got 2 takedowns in his UFC career, so I don't see him just coming out here and all of a sudden being some kind of great wrestler. If Robert Whittaker and them wasn't able to easily, and Marvin Vettori and them not easily take Izzy down, I don't think Cannonier is. I don't even know if he'll try. He usually doesn't. Excellent uppercuts with power, though, too. You've seen him hit Jack Hermanson with one of them and take him out. Basically good power in everything he does. Like I said, he's really defensively sound. He keeps good cardio. The guy don't seem to slow down. He can hit. He's got KOs with knees, elbows, punches. Man, the dude is very mean, very tough, and he's going to be coming forward. So Izzy's going to have to stay on his P's and Q's in this fight, but I believe he's going to be able to stay on the outside and pick Cannonier apart. I think he'll be able to land some power leg kicks, slow Cannonier down a little bit like he did against Paulo Costa, and just keep moving around, throwing his jab. You've seen Cannonier got hurt against Brunson. He can be hurt. He can be dropped. So I don't know if Izzy's going to finish him because Cannonier is super tough. But I'm going to take Izzy in this, man. You see the painting. The guy is super champ. Until he gets beat at 185, dude, you got to keep riding guys like that. So, yeah, man, give me Israel Adesanya. I'm going to take him by decision. And on my only parlay of this card, I got Izzy and Volkanovski. I got the double champ parlay, and I really think that hits. I got 2 units to win 1.9. And yeah, man, I really think that Volk has a way more tougher fight and gets the win, and Israel has a pretty good fight and gets the clear decision. And then I think after that they're gonna have Izzy and Strickland. I think they have no other choice if Strickland wins. Obviously, if Pereira wins, which is what they want, then they'll have Pereira win. But I don't even know if they want that. I think Strickland's draw more attention and more money than Israel would with all this crap talking stuff. So yeah, give me Izzy. Everybody, man, I'm taking a 2-week break, man. I'm sick of these judges. I gotta reevaluate some stuff. I don't get no, like I said, I lost like 3 or 4 subs from that last card just since I lost, and then I probably won't get no more because people listen to this and see I lost, but I really didn't even lose. Them judges robbed me. So, man, the next 2 weeks, if you want to check out my bets, go to Instagram at Blood Money MMA and check that out. I'm gonna do a live with Johnny on Wednesday night for this awesome pay-per-view card, so everybody come check that out. And good luck this weekend, everybody, and I hope everybody wins. Also, check my official bets video. Will probably be out on Thursday. And everybody, good luck. Have a great 4th of July weekend too, and everything after the fights, man. Good luck. See you guys.